Welcome to Gold Derby's film cinematography panel. I am senior editor Marcus James Dixon, and we are here with Cristina Dunlap from American Fiction. And Christina, I kind of want to start with the recent film festival circuit where American Fiction wins the People's Choice Award at Toronto and the Audience Award at Middleburg, among others. What were those moments like when you heard about the prizes? Did you all kind of feel like we have made it on the scene?
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I unfortunately wasn't at Toronto because I actually had a baby the same week the film premiered, so I wasn't able to go. But I did get to go to the Austin Film Festival that we just found out that we won an award at yesterday. And getting to see the audience response was just incredible. I think that it's an experience that is unlike any other theater experience. And when I saw the film there and seeing the audience's reaction, I kind of understood the wave that Cord had been experiencing because he's been texting me and telling me about it and just so excited. Everyone's so thrilled with the response because we're all so passionate about the film and so proud of what we made, and the fact that it's resonating with audiences just it means the world to all of us. It's so cool to see that happen.
And Cord Jefferson is the producer, writer, director of American Fiction. What was his overall vision of the movie's look, and how were you able to help see that through as the cinematographer?
Well, it was Cord's first feature, which he's been really open about. But I think as a director writer, so much of that vision is set when he was writing the script, whether he realized it or not. So early on, I didn't want to take him down any specific path right away. I came to our initial meeting with a lot of ideas and sort of how I was seeing the film play out, because tonally it's a satire, but at its core, it's really a family drama. It's about complicated relationships. It's a really beautiful story at the heart of it, of, you know, siblings coming together and finding love in hard times. And so I didn't want to shoot it like a traditional comedy. And I didn't want that to be the heart of what it was. And I think for both of us, the lead character, Monk, is such a isolating character. He really pushes everyone away. And we wanted to sort of show that visually. And we also we shot in 26 days with one pickup day in LA. So we didn't have a lot of time and couldn't get all of the coverage that we dreamed of. So we sort of tried to find ways to cover the film in flowing steady cam moves and things where I could move through our extraordinary cast. Sometimes there were 8 people in a scene and I knew we'd never get all the coverage. So early on, I just worked with Cord to watch as much as possible. We really talked about the tones of the film and what we wanted the audience to feel, and then honed in on it from there.
And it is the perfect mix of drama and of laughs. And in the screening I was at, one of the biggest laughs was when Issa Rae's character was reading from her book, Weeze Lives in the Ghetto. And the first person to stand up is this nice little white lady with gray hair, and she kind of blocks our view of Jeffrey Wright's character. Filming that scene must have been just really fun. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, it's actually when Cord and I first started putting this together and putting the shot list together, he showed me this gif of David Robinson, who is, at a game and he's sitting on the bench and the camera is on him. And suddenly this white woman just stands up in the audience and completely obscures him. And he showed me this gif. He was like, I feel like this is a metaphor for the whole film. And so that stuck with me. And I wanted to find a way to use that. And when we were blocking the scene with Issa, we just were like, oh, this is the moment, because it's sort of the crux of Jeffrey's character feeling all of these things and seeing everything he's up against, and then just completely being obscured by a white audience member. So that it's actually the first time I've ever used a GIF as a film reference, but it's one of my favorite shots in the movie and something that, we were both really happy to sneak in there.
And then over on the dramatic side, there's the moment where Jeffrey Wright's character Monk, he's looking through the hospital window at his sister's foot, played by Tracy Ellis Ross. I'm not going to give anything away because some people haven't seen the movie yet, but it's such a powerful moment. Can you talk about setting that scene up?
Yeah, we talked a lot about that scene, and without giving away, it's sort of an abrupt moment, and we really didn't want to have it seem overdone. It was really about Jeffrey and his reaction in that moment. And so we wanted to be on his face as much as possible. And it's sort of, the old takeaway from Jaws is the less you see, the more impactful it is sometimes. So that was our thinking in that moment.
And throughout the movie, there are so many beautiful shots by the water at the lake house under the moonlight. How important was it to use natural light in many of these scenes?
Well, the beach house, I wanted it to feel as natural as possible, but the location we ended up choosing had all dark wood interiors, which was terrifying for me because we wanted to see the ocean through the windows. That was really important. So, there was outside was over F64 and inside was a point 0.8. So using natural light went out the window. We had to pump as much light into the house as possible. And with our budget, it was a feat. And I'm really proud of the G&E team and what we were able to accomplish there. And then outside, it was about finding the right time of day and shooting it then. And on our very tight schedules, we really had to be in a specific location at a specific time, and everyone worked really hard to make that happen so we could use the natural light when we needed to.
It blows my mind that you were able to do this in 26 days, a full feature film. What would you say was the biggest challenge having that time crunch working against you?
I, I mean, every day the schedule was very ambitious. I think, it was scheduled very well with the locations to the best of our ability to sort of make sure we shot out a certain location before moving on. And I don't know, honestly, it was a challenging schedule, but the team was just so incredible and everyone was so passionate about the content. It's adapted from Percival Everett's book Erasure, and I read the script and I immediately went and read the book. And, I was talking to our Dolly Grip Wally, who also read the book, and most of our G&E team went and read the book. And it was just, I've never been on a set like that where everyone loved the script and cared about it so much that they went on to read the source material immediately after. So I think it was just everyone's dedication to the project that made us get through the tough schedule.
And final question here, were there any camera shots or memorable moments in the movie that you really want to highlight? That's something that you're really proud of, maybe that you couldn't believe you were able to pull off.
That is a tough question. I guess that the shot on the beach when Monk loses his mother was a particularly challenging one. You know, I had big ticket items that I was only able to have on certain days, and one of those was a very large condor. And of course, the wind was up that night, and we knew we couldn't shoot it the next day because it was the night that we had it. So we waited out the wind and we were just, it seemed like all of the natural elements were against us and it was freezing. And Leslie Uggams was on the beach in a nightgown at 80 years old, and she kept wanting to do another take. She was so incredible and to work with. And that was a particularly hard scene that I'm proud of how it turned out and what we were able to accomplish.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us, and stick around, Cristina, for the group panel in a few minutes here.
Thank you.